Hey lovelies, it's Anne coming to you live to do this training on how to increase your price and double your sales overnight. This is my High Ticket Offer Masterclass. In this training, I'm going to cover how you can package and position your offer so you get a full body yes from your ideal dream clients. I'm also going to talk about how to increase the price without feeling like a money-hungry scumbag. I mean, no one wants to feel that way. And I will also cover how to double your current sales conversion rates overnight. So I have got a lot to share today. So I'm going to get started. You will want a pen and paper because I am covering a lot, or you will want to come back and watch this at least 3 times to make sure that you would extract all the juice that I am going to share. All right, let's go. Now, gorgeous ladies, have you ever wondered how some coaches are charging 2 to 3 times what you are currently charging now? And they are attracting clients who are paying those prices. Yeah. Now, they aren't more talented than you, and you know this, right? But they have learned how to position their offer for a more premium client, which is what I'm going to be talking about in this training. See, all coaches have their unique zone of genius. You know you can help a specific group of people to solve a big problem, right? Or to achieve their dreamiest desires. And ultimately, as coaches, we all want to have a big impact. And I have not yet met one coach, right? Whether they are at 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, it doesn't matter how much they are earning, they're not satisfied with where they're at, right? Because they want more. They want more impact. And also, in some cases, they want more income, right? And yet, so many plateau at, the 6-figure mark, the 10K months. And in fact, 89% of coaches don't even make a living out of their coaching business, which is really kind of quite a scary statistic. Yeah. So, why do you think that is? Now, I have a theory. It's because most of these coaches are great coaches, but they're not great business people. Yeah. They're just not great business people. They don't know how to do the things that I'm going to be talking about in this training. So, and I am generously sharing this here. This is not just like a sales pitch fest disguised as a training. This is a genuine training that you can extract all the information from this training and apply it yourself, and you will double your conversion rates overnight and create an incredibly valuable offer in the process. Yeah. An offer that is so good that it will practically sell itself, which is what I promise my clients. An offer that is so compelling that it becomes a full body yes, yeah, for your dream clients, which is ultimately going to be a win-win for you both, right? And the concepts that I'm going to share today have been around for a long time. This is not something that Anne Ryan, created. I'd love to take all the credit for it. These are marketing and sales concepts that have been around for a long time. These are things that I talk about often. These are things that I understand the importance of and have successfully incorporated them into my own business, right? Which is what makes me the expert now and able to actually share this training with you. And I'm going to give you a lot of examples of how and why this works. So let me give you a quick backstory. About 6 years ago, when I started my coaching business, I had already learned some really valuable lessons from my offline business, right? My husband and I still have a multi seven figure business, which we've been running together for about 15 plus years, and it's in the construction industry. And I'd learned the importance of the offer itself, right? And about creating a high converting offer in order to close sales. Quite honestly, neither my husband nor I were particularly good at sales, but we just had an incredibly good offer. In that business offline, we built temperature controlled rooms, right? Not sexy, but this is what we did. The rooms we built stored anything ranging from food and drink through to really expensive artwork and many other things in between, right? And although we served a broad range of clients across so many different sectors, right? Restaurants, hospitals, just like I said, museums, art galleries, zoos, like we served a really wide range of clients. We only did one thing. Our expertise was to build temperature controlled rooms, right? We didn't do any other construction. We didn't do repairs. We didn't do anything else. That was our genius, right? And we priced ourselves as a premium service only using Australian made building materials. Now, we're based in Australia, so it makes sense, right? And we provided a lifetime warranty on the workmanship. Now, this is unheard of and still not common in the construction industry today, right? But this is what set us apart from all the other builders who were importing materials from China and only providing 12-month warranties, right? That's standard. That's standard building practice. Now, we went against the standard, right? We raised the standard. So when I started as a coach, I brought this information with me into my work here, right? And I was very limited in my time, as I already was sort of busy with a construction business. I had two children who were teenagers at that point, sort of at the young end of being teenagers, because they're just at the older end of being teenagers now. And I was also the sole carer for my elderly parents who had some really significant disabilities, right? So I knew when I started this coaching business, which was my deepest desire because I was working in a very male dominated industry in construction, and I really wanted to work with women and with women in business. I knew that I could only commit a couple of hours a day. Yeah. And I had to keep my business really, really simple. And so I decided right from the get-go, I was only going to do high ticket and I was going to work with a small number of women and really offer an exceptionally high level of service. Yeah. So I came into this business with a reasonable amount of clarity of exactly how I wanted this business to look. Now, despite all that, in my first year, I struggled. True story. I struggled. I did not like being the face of my brand, and selling myself online. I hadn't done any of that previously, right? And despite the fact that I had scaled this offline business to multiple seven figures at this point, I still felt like an imposter online. Yeah. Now, that's how it all began. And then a couple of years into my business, I started to sort of find my groove a little bit and made some sales, but I still was struggling with this consistency piece. Yeah. And I actually had at that point a couple of different offers, and I just wasn't as clear on my messaging. Yeah. Which is a big part of sales and marketing. By about the third year in my business, I, gained more clarity, worked with lots more coaches, invested a lot, and I actually really, really simplified things even more. And I took my two offers and brought it together and just created one high ticket offer. I learned so many things along this way, right? I learned that it was not necessary to be omnipresent on all the platforms, which is what I was initially trying to do. Big mistake. Yeah. And that was just a massive time consuming problem that I had. I learned that visibility was important. So pick one platform, but visibility is really important. And we needed a sales system, right? And that was really, really essential. So I mastered that, and I learned that, I could do so much less, but really do it incredibly well. And quality was far more important than quantity. Yeah. And that is exactly how I've built my business. I share about 5 pieces of content a week, maximum 1 piece of content a day. I built my business to 100K months with just one offer. Yeah. I have kept my business incredibly simple. I only have a part-time virtual assistant, and I brought a VA on at around the 50K per month mark. Yeah. So I've kept my business really simple. Obviously, I've made lots of mistakes and learned a lot of things along the way. But that's where it's at, right? And I have gone on to experience, like, not just myself, but my clients also getting incredible results through all these lessons that I learned along the way, right? And my clients also started to make 30K, 50K, 100K months. And my personal success, along with my clients' success, has really helped me to see the 3 core elements. And I'm going to be, getting into this, the juice of the offer part, but this is really important background for you to understand, right? The 3 core elements that are essential for a successful coaching business. Yeah. And one part of it is to have this incredibly valuable high ticket offer, to understand the framework of how to create an offer that practically sells itself, right? The other 2 core elements, which I'm not going to go into in this training, but I've got plenty of other trainings that cover these concepts, is to do with the high converting authority content. So you can, once you've got your offer, you can, you use your content. Your content is what then helps to sell the offer, right? And the third aspect is implementing a predictable organic. I've dabbled in ads. I've wasted a lot of money on ads, but not 1 cent of my income came through ads, right? So it's all been organic, and creating this kind of visibility and sales system to continue to scale month after month. So in this training, I am just focusing on the high ticket offer component, right? And when it comes to your offer, ladies, when it comes to your offer, it is really essential that you tick these 4 boxes that I'm going to now tell you about. Number one, your offer has to be relevant to your audience, right? No matter how great an offer you have, if you are putting it in front of the wrong people, it's not going to sell. Yeah. So the relevance of your offer is super important. It sounds like something Captain Obvious would say, but it's really important. And I wanted to start there, right? Your offer has to offer a clear promise of what it is people will get when they invest. Not what it is that you do, but what it is that they will get. Yeah. Number 3, it has to clearly outline your process or method. Yeah, because this is what demonstrates your authority as well. and your expertise, and that you know what you're talking about, right? And number 4, it has to appear easy for your clients to get results. Now, if you've got a great offer and you put it in front of the right audience and you explain the method and it sounds so freaking complicated and hard, people will not buy. So it has to tick those 4 boxes. A high ticket offer, a full body yes offer, right, is way more than a typical self-paced course, low ticket kind of thing, or just, a course with group and private coaching or any of that kind of thing. It has to deliver on a promise, right? And if it can remove some of the risk, especially in the early days. Now, I typically work with clients who are a little bit more advanced, but I have beautiful women in my audience who are newer to business. If you don't have the social proof, if you don't have the testimonials, then to make it a full body yes offer, an easy to sell offer, you have to carry some of the risk. Yeah. Otherwise, it won't sell. If people don't see the value in what you're offering, regardless of the price point, it won't sell. Yeah. Ladies, let's face some facts here, right? The coaching industry is one of the fastest growing industries, and it is still unregulated. Anyone can call themselves a coach. Many buyers, many clients have been burnt, right? Think about your own situation. I know I've been burnt, right? I've invested and not got any ROI. Yeah. So people are cautious. Of course they are. Yeah. So in order for an offer to feel like it's a full body yes offer, we have to remove some of the perceived risk associated with investing. Yeah. And like I said, let me just repeat this. This is only essential if you don't have a proven offer. If you have a proven offer, then it's all good because you have the social proof, you have the testimonials that clearly demonstrates you know your shit, right? You know what you're doing. Yeah. And this is exactly why in our construction business, the example that I provided earlier, offering a lifetime guarantee on our workmanship made working with us an absolute no-brainer, even though we are one of the more expensive, probably the most expensive offer that's out there in the market in Australia, right? Another example of a no-brainer offer, because I wanted to share a couple, is that I've personally experienced, and I've shared this before, is I bought a mattress, right? A $4,000 mattress for our bed. And that mattress came with the promise that if I'm not satisfied with the quality of my sleep, within the first 30 days, I could have the mattress picked up and get my money back. That is an incredibly compelling offer. Yeah. Especially when you can buy a mattress for like $400 too. Now, I value sleep. I wanted to get a top of the range mattress for my bed. And, I wanted to make sure that both my husband and I get, like the mattress. Now he's 6'5" and weighs double what I do. I'm 5'1". We're very different. We have different needs in our bed, right? And we just wanted to make sure that if we're spending that kind of money, that we're also going to get a good night's sleep. And needless to say, it was the best investment we made, right? Um, an example of a similar offer that my client has made is which took her from the 10K months to the 100K months in the example that I provided in the promotion for this masterclass, right? And she did that in 105 days. Is she promised to get her clients fully booked in 90 days, and she offered a 30-day money back guarantee. So just by taking away some risk without improving her sales skills, right, she was able to actually double her sales conversion rates overnight. Now, the other key to creating a full body yes offer is to make it super, super specific, right? Wishy-washy, vague promises don't sell. So let me share an example, okay? Let's say you're a dating coach. Now, chances are you have a pretty good idea how to help single people to find love, right? That's a pretty good guess. Now, imagine how much more compelling your offer will be if you said you help single women to find love. Now, imagine how much more compelling your offer will be if you helped newly divorced women to find love. We're getting more specific, right? Imagine how much more compelling your offer will be if you help newly divorced women over 40 to find love, right? Let's take this up a notch. How much more compelling will your offer be if you helped newly women divorced mothers over 40 to find love within 90 days? Now, as if that wasn't specific enough, how much more compelling would your offer be if you help newly divorced mothers over 40 to find love within 90 days without going on dating apps? The more specific your messaging is, the better it will convert. Yeah. Now, I know you're probably thinking, but I can help everyone. Just narrowing it to women feels like I'm leaving out half the population. Yeah. But what if she's a single woman and she's not divorced? Then, she won't want to work with me. What if she's not a mother? She won't want to work with me. What if she's 35? She won't want to work with me. Trust me. Trust me when I say being specific does not eliminate others. It just makes you even more magnetic because there'll be things that you talk about. For example, if you start getting really specific and talking about, the problems with dating apps or the challenges with time that mothers have, yeah, people who hate dating apps, people who feel time constraints will also be attracted to working with you, right? And that's just an example. So many coaches worry about getting too specific as they want to help everyone. I was the same, right? Every single one of my clients are the same. They resist getting specific when they initially start working with me. Even I resisted this in the beginning. For the first 2 to 3 years of my business, I helped all entrepreneurs, all female entrepreneurs. So I was very specific on female because I had my offline business in construction, but I worked with all female entrepreneurs. It was only around the third year mark that I really kind of dialed in and started to speak to coaches and consultants because I had so much good experience by that point that it kind of made sense, and I was naturally attracting them anyway, so it made sense for me to narrow it down. But I certainly felt the resistance in the beginning, but the moment I narrowed it down, and then I narrowed it down even further by kind of really honing in on this high ticket space and focusing on simplicity and so many other things, that um, my business massively took off from that point. The biggest mistake I see coaches make is also that they sell their modalities and not the results. They sell Reiki or hypnosis and not the actual results that the Reiki or the hypnosis can get their clients, right? And the more tangible the results you can talk about, the better, right? And I know, I am well aware, because I have many different types of clients, that, there are some niches, like in that life coaching sort of sector, I suppose, that it may feel difficult to get tangible, right? To measure the results, but it is possible. It is entirely possible to take the intangible and make it tangible. So let me give you a quick example of that. If you are a confidence coach, right? What specifically will the confidence allow your clients to do? For example, will they be able to deliver a 30-minute TED Talk? Will they be able to sign up 10K clients via a webinar? Will they be able to walk into a bar and start talking to a man? What is it that this confidence is going to give them, right? That's what makes it tangible. Yeah. That's what makes it specific as well. Your offer also has to differentiate you from every other coach, because there are many who is doing something similar to you. Yeah. So in the dating example I shared before, it's saying things like, without going on dating apps is what differentiates you to other offers. With my offer, I talk about helping coaches to reach 30 to 50K months, or even 100K months, working less than 4 hours most days. That's what differentiates me, without needing a big team, without spending money on Facebook ads, without needing a large audience. They're the things that differentiate me. Now, I'm not the only business coach out there who is teaching clients how to make 30K, 50K, or 100K months, right? There are hundreds out there who are doing it. But others are teaching in different ways. Others are teaching with low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket offers, with funnels, with Facebook ads, with big teams, with appointment setters, with closers, with so many different ways. There are so many, and none of those ways are wrong. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm right and they're wrong. There are so many different ways to scale your business to 30, 50, and 100K months. But how do you want to do it? And you're going to choose the coach that offers something that resonates with you and how you want to do it, right? There are coaches talking about being on all the platforms and doing and dancing on TikTok and Reels and all the things too, and going viral. And I don't talk about any of that stuff. And that's what sets me apart, right? It's what I'm talking about that's specific and different to everybody else. Yeah. So the key to positioning is differentiating yourself from your competitors. Committing to a duration for the result is also can be really, really effective. And it makes it easier, right, for a client to say yes. And you can base this information from, previous clients that you've worked with. So I'm not just sort of talking about plucking a number out of the air. I'm not talking about, making a promise that you can't keep. But you can make these promises based on your own personal experience and your clients' experiences and your ideal client's experience, right? This is why we speak to the ideal client, not to every client, because not every client will get that result in that time frame. Right. Specificity. Another example. I'll help you lose 10 pounds one day is not as compelling as I'll help you lose 10 pounds in 30 days, right? And that's an example of that kind of time frame. Now, also, like I mentioned before, if you don't have a lot of testimonials or social proof and can back your offer with a guarantee, that's when the value of your offer will outweigh any perceived risk. Yeah. Now, I'm not a fan of unconditional money back guarantees, and I would not recommend that, not in the coaching industry, right? As that just doesn't challenge our clients to step out of their own comfort zone and really step into their power. Yeah. If they just know they can get their money back if it doesn't work out, they'll be half in, half out, and it'll be a lose-lose for everyone, right? I think a conditional guarantee is a good idea. So that's when you say, if you do X, Y, and Z, for example, if you show up to the coaching calls and you take the action and you don't get the promised result, then maybe then I'll give you your money back. Or an alternative one, which I prefer, is that I will continue to work with you until you get your result. At the end of the day, we want to have the impact, right? But we can only have that impact if we bring in 100% and our clients bring in the 100% too. Yeah. Now, if both parties bring 100% to the game, there's no reason why someone shouldn't get the result. Yeah. But some people may take a little bit longer. And if they do, is it such a big deal to help them out for a little bit longer? Yeah. Now, I used to offer this. I used to offer an ROI guarantee. Yeah. For the for for the first few years of my business. I've only kind of recently stopped offering it because I have so much proof now. I have so much social proof. That is what sells my coaching. I don't really need the guarantee to do the heavy lifting, which it used to do, right? And it gave me a lot of confidence as well, having that there. Yeah. I have a proven offer and I've helped hundreds of clients, and I know with every ounce of my being that my strategies work. Yeah. But the reality is, what can happen is that, you know, we can get a client who lets their ego get in the way and they'll want to do things differently and they won't fully follow what you suggest. And look, I don't believe in cookie cutter solutions myself. Yeah. And so I will always adapt my strategies to suit my clients. Now, I'm talking about business coaching. This may not necessarily work the same way if you're in a different, in a different space, right? So, but I, it's important to me that my clients get results that are sustainable and they're building a business that they love, right? They don't have to build the business in exactly the same way I've built my business, because then it's like they're not going to love their business as much, right? So it's not about a cookie cutter solution, but but as the expert, I know what works. And I'm able to say to my client, now I know this works. I know you will get results this way, but if you don't want to do it this way, we can do it this way, right? The results may take a little bit longer, but you will still get there. You're not going to fail. Yeah, but there is a cause and effect. Yeah. The biggest concern that our prospects have is, what if it doesn't work for me? Yeah. So if you can reduce the risk for them by offering some kind of a guarantee, some kind of, risk mitigation, then you've created an incredibly valuable offer, a full body yes offer. Yeah. Finally, let's move on to pricing your offer. This is probably the most common question I get asked. Yeah. When it comes to pricing, it all depends on how big a problem you are solving and what you promise your clients will achieve after they work with you. Yeah. So, high value problems impact someone's life or business, and it stops them. It stops them from being successful. And it can cost them. It can be an emotional cost or it can be a physical cost, right? So, in the example of the dating space, it may not be costing them monetarily to remain single, but it's still costing them. It's costing them emotionally as they are lonely. And it may be feeling, they may be having feelings of, like, maybe their biological clock is ticking, or it may be actually costing them more as they are covering all their expenses alone. Yeah. They're paying for a rent or mortgage and it's just one person. Yeah. Now, in the health space, if they're struggling with something like, I don't know, let's say anxiety, and can't hold down a job, then it is costing them a lot emotionally, right? Anxiety comes with a huge emotional cost. And if it's impacting their work, then it could also be costing them financially. Yeah. And in the money making space, which is where I coach, if someone hasn't hacked or cracked the code on how to generate leads, how to close sales, how to build authority, all those kinds of things that I help my clients with, it's costing them, right? It's costing them to stay stuck wherever they are, right? So there's something known as an opportunity cost. And we need to understand what that opportunity cost is. Now, I speak to coaches who've been in business for many years, right? And they may be stuck at 10K months. Yeah. And they really want to be at 50K months. I'm just making up these numbers. Yeah. So it's actually costing them $40,000 every month that they don't solve this problem. There's a cost. Yeah. So when it comes to pricing, a rule of thumb that I use is, if your offer is worth 10 times what you're charging, then it's a full body yes offer. Yeah. And the thing we have to remember, this is a really important key, right? Just because we work with someone for, let's say, 3 months or even 12 months, the benefits don't stop. The benefits aren't capped to that period of time. They don't just lose weight for 3 months or 12 months. They lose weight for life. They don't just learn how to make money in 3 months. or for the 12-month period. What they learn, they can apply to the rest of their life. Yeah. So that is something to really consider, the lifetime value of the work that you do. Yeah. What my clients learn, they can apply to their business for years to come. I'm not teaching about the trending things like, what music to use and how much to dance or what moves to make in order to go viral on a reel, right? That has a time frame. And soon it won't be being viral on reels. It will be something else, right? Is it TikTok or is it Instagram and all that other bullshit in between? I'm teaching things around creating offers, around building authority, around closing sales, and those sorts of skills have no time limit. They're not trending things. They're just essential things for business. And like I said at the start of this training, these things have been around for a lot longer than I have, right? I've just really understood them and embodied them. And, obviously I teach on that too. So another aspect to look at with your pricing is, what are you actually including in your offer? Yeah. For example, the more one-to-one you include, the more you can charge, right? The more done for you include, the higher the price needs to be. And finally, how much social proof do you have that your offer works? There's no better marketing for your business, for selling your offer, than, for you being able to demonstrate that your clients are getting incredible results. Yeah. Now you will see, I talk about this all the time. If you check my client testimonials, you'll see, I have gorgeous Haley that went from 17K months to 50K months in just 7 weeks. Leticia, Riley, my goodness, so many other clients went, Fiona, so many more went from 10K months to 50K months, right? Tamika, 60K, she was making 60K in a year and she made 300K in the 12 months that she worked with me. Sarah made $180,000 in her first 2 months. Lisa went to scale to 50K, back-to-back consistent 50K months, right? All of these women look at the investment as a drop in the ocean, because what they've learnt, they've been able to apply again and again and again. Yeah. So the key is you price your offer factoring in all of that, all of the things that I've shared before. Yeah. And at a price point, most importantly, that you can energetically stand behind as well. I'm not going to go into money blocks now because that's a whole nother training, but this is where the mindset work has to also come into play, right? Because energetically, what you can stand behind may be way below what your offer is actually worth. Yeah. Food for thought. Finally, when it comes to doubling your conversion rates, if you implement what I've shared so far, your offer will do the heavy lifting for you. Yeah. And without going into the ins and outs of also, the kinds of questions to ask on in sales conversations, so your prospects will actually sell themselves. The key is to sell your offer by highlighting the core elements that make it unique, right? The core elements that make it unique. This is not about highlighting every single feature of your offer, but really honing in and talking about the core benefits. So earlier I mentioned there are 3 core elements to my offer. Yeah. One is creating an offer that is so good it practically sells itself. The other one is creating high converting authority content so you can take prospects from cold to sold fast. And the third element is implementing a predictable organic visibility and sales system so you scale month after month, right? So, what are your core elements? What are I like to do things in threes. What are the three core things that your clients will get? Not what you do, what will they get? Yeah. If you know your dream client, then you will know what they want. Yeah. My dream clients, they're feeling stuck at that kind of 10K mark, right? And they want so much more. They want the 30 to 50K and 100K months. They want their offers to be, high ticket, and they want to sort of tweak them and improve them so they can close more sales. They want premium buyers. They want to be seen as an authority. Yeah. They want a predictable way of scaling their business. And so they're all the things that I'm going to give them. Yeah. They don't want to spend money on ads. They don't want a big team. They don't want to manage a huge team. They don't want to hustle all the time. So they're the things I give them, right? And I try and keep it as simple as possible for them to say yes. The key here is to simplify, right, all the things that you do into these three, between 2 and 4, I like 3, core elements of your work. Yeah. So it's really easy to understand, because a confused mind will not buy. If you don't simplify your offer and clearly articulate how your prospects will get results, they'll likely won't buy. Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions at all, gorgeous ladies. And if you want to take your proven offer and turn it into one that you can sell for double the price, I would love to show you exactly how to position your current offer as a premium solution that calls in your dream ideal clients, right? Who can get incredible results inside of your work and without any payment objections in sight. So if you're ready to scale your business to 30K, 50K, or even 100K months, and you'd like to explore what working with me looks like, and you want to achieve these results, in the simplest way, then send me a DM or drop the word ready and I will reach out to you. But in the meantime, if you, I provided the dating example, but sort of think about it in that way. Who are these women? Are they working women? Are they mums? Are they shift workers? Are they, the more specific you can get, like I said, you won't actually eliminate people. But when you get specific, and for example, and I've used this example in another training in the past, if you talk to women over 30 who do shift work and, perhaps they're nurses and they're busy, and you start speaking to the challenges they experience around weight loss, you will find there are so many other women who will still relate to what it is that you're talking about, even if they're not shift workers, even if they're not nurses, even if they're not over 30, but they will relate to the specificity of the other things that you mentioned. Yeah. And they will immediately think of you as being the person who can help them. So get specific on the weight and get specific on who it is that you help. And also, if you can kind of working on their mindset is one aspect of it, but if you can bring in other things, without sacrificing their favorite foods, or without giving up pizza and wine. I mean, obviously we need to do this with integrity, but we need to make it compelling and different as well. I hope that was helpful. Let me know, gorgeous ladies, if you have any questions at all. I have gone for longer than I thought, but I did cover so much. So I highly recommend you come back and you watch this over and over and over again, at least 3 times, and you will get something different each time. I will guarantee that, because I covered a lot. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next time. Bye.